Oh my goodness. Oh goodness me, that hurts. Everything hurts. You're gonna have to ignore me. Just going on a little bit of a stroll right now, and I look like a mess. That's a little bit better. Oh goodness. So, checking what's going on back here because I heard someone talking back here last night. Uh, Came to find out there were people camping out here this morning and just checking out what they've done at the back of my lot. How you doing, Moore? There it is. Yeah. They were just hunters. I saw the fire in the morning they had going. They were cooking breakfast. I think they came in through the back the back road there. I found a nice spot to set up at the tree line here. I guess they didn't see me, or they thought this was Crown land. It's not. And you can't even hunt here. This is all private property. You're gonna kill someone. There's kids around here. Don't bring a gun. They were pleasant people. Hey guys, you're kind of on my land. What's going on? This is kind of private property, you know. It's like, oh no, this is Crown land. No, bud. Sorry, it's just all private property. And how you doing, Dale? I just said, hey, the Crown land is on the other side of the train tracks. Up all on this side is private property. Not to mention, there's no hunting here. There's kids around. There's me around. There's my dog. They were cool about it. They didn't give any trouble or anything. But I was just seeing if they left anything behind. They did not. Come on, Moose. That's a moose. Oh, goodness me. Hi, Moosey Moo. No. Let me just set this up. This is going to be the first day in a long day time, and I've got power all day. Hello, Jenna. Okay. Interesting day today, I'll tell you that much. Not interesting, kind of sad too. I don't know how he is, but if you feel myself and a neighbor, we're gonna get ready to go up to the hospital. Here's my buddy up the hill, Jason. This morning I thought a lot like something had happened, and I didn't know what. But come here, Moose. Don't be bothering everything in there. But I saw an ambulance go by at I was cooking breakfast, so no more than 10:30, 11 o'clock at the latest. And then I saw two cop cars go by, leaving the area. And it's like, oh no, I wonder what's happened, but I don't know. It's a big area. It could have been anything. Then my buddy up the hill comes down and tells me that Jason's wife came knocking at the door asking to call an ambulance because he's had a heart attack. Not his first one. It was like his fifth or something. But yeah, we're all waiting to see how he is. I think my neighbor is gonna, I love you too, is gonna come and drive a couple of us to the hospital, check on the guy, see if he's okay. He's a nice guy. There you go, Moose. I know what you want. Yeah, he's a nice guy and everything. Oh, a buddy of mine just had a heart attack up the hill. A guy we've been building a house for. And it's going to it makes everything really hard for his wife. Because if he's in the hospital, there's not much that she can do. Because she's got, I love you too. She's got mobility issues of her own. And They still got to finish his place. Oh, he'll probably be in the hospital for a couple weeks at least. And yeah, we're gonna go visit him. And I think a bunch of us are gonna take the time when he's in the hospital because she won't be leaving the hospital with him. She'll stay there. And while they're there, we're just gonna finish his place up. He's just got to get the insulation in and the boarding up. Then it's all enclosed. So I think a bunch of us are gonna get together and just finish it for him. So when he does get out of the hospital, he's just set to go. But I feel for the guy though. I feel for the guy. I'm not. I'm really not. It's just this is a community up here. We're trying to help each other out, and ugh, I oof, I wasn't the best neighbor this morning to my neighbors over there. I'll be honest today. I just not in the mood to deal with anything today. I was in a lot of pain yesterday, and that carried over for when I sleep. So I had a headache in the morning. My legs just didn't want to really work that well. They came knocking at my door like 1 o'clock, and I'm just trying to take it easy now, sit on the couch. They want me to come over and help them lug boards to put up. They're building a shed, and his wife can't do anything because she's got mobility issues as well. And I'm like, no, I can't do it today. I'm not in the mood to do anything today. I'm in pain. And he's like, oh, you don't need to make excuses. You have to say no. It's like, I'm not making excuses. It's the reason why. Normally I'm ready to jump up and help any single person who asks. You just got to ask. But when I'm not feeling it, I'm not feeling it. And yeah, that was my day. Oh, I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good. I'm kind of getting stressed out though. I've got a dental surgery on Monday, and that always freaks me out. It's just an extraction. That always freaks me right out. Surgery. Ugh. Is that a potato or a bean? Hello, Rana. Not the wisdom teeth. My wisdom teeth never came in. So since I've got the MS, I started grinding my teeth because I'm always in pain. I love you too, Moose. And I cracked the third molar, so it keeps getting infected, and it's got to come out. I get it. I get it. I get it. You need to be a shoulder dog. No, it's actually early afternoon. I do now. I've had one for a while, but I'm, I'm biting down as hard as I can when I'm in a lot of pain. And that's usually during the day as well. Yeah, I know. Like, so Asia, it's midnight, and what time is it here? It's 3. You're in Vietnam or Thailand, Asia. Where are you from? Monday, it's happening. The 29th. The 29th is getting done. Regardless, I'm gonna dip into my medication money for it. I'm not. I'm not. I'm not dealing with another infection like that ever again. Well, I've got a guard for my mouth for when I sleep. It's a bracket that goes on the two back teeth. It's not for grinding the teeth, but I have seizures when I'm asleep, right? And when I'm awake, which makes everything even better. But I have seizures when I sleep, so I've got this guard in my mouth. So, my mouth, I can't close my mouth fully when I'm asleep, because there's a good chance I could seize and bite the tongue off, and that's not good for anybody, especially not me. I like to talk, and I like to be alive. But I've got a guard for that. But it's I think it's more during the day when my legs are really bad, or I'm getting a really bad episode from the MS. Like, I get these shocks down the left side of my body. It's more concentrated on my legs, but It goes from like my neck down to my legs. I bite down as hard as I can just to bear it, and I've been damaging my teeth. That's China then. Some reason, the internet hates China, and you shouldn't hate the people. You should dislike the government. But if you're on YouTube like this, you either have to have one heck of a good proxy, or you're in Hong Kong. And I don't hate Asia. I don't hate China. I don't care for the governments, but not the people are fantastic. And you're more than welcome to be here, especially if you're on mainland China. You know, breaking the rules with that firewall, you freaking rock. In the south. South, not in China. South of China. So, Laos? Laos or Indonesia? No, Indonesia. Or not Thailand. It's not Vietnam then. So it has to be Laos? Oh. Yeah, I get that. Nah, man. I've got no problem with any country. Actually, I've been reading is you guys just found the world's largest deposit of, is it cobalt? Or lithium? I think it might be lithium. You guys found a really large deposit of lithium, something used in the electronics, that is like estimated to worth like $50 trillion. Oh man, I'm a Canadian. I don't have problems with anybody. It's you get a few minority of people in different countries who don't want to like anything that's not from their country. This isn't one of the places. The only problem I have is with my government, with the open door immigration policy, trying to bring as many people in when there's just not enough work for it, causing our economy to slowly collapse. But I believe in immigration. Like, this is a country of immigrants. Oh, I'm gonna tell you, Rena, forget people who hate the. Do what you gotta do. In fact, especially if you got a special skill and you want to immigrate to the U.S. or Canada, do it. Do it. They are closing a lot of the ways to get into these countries. Like here, you can apply for McDonald's and they can sponsor you into the country. They're closing those doors to be able to get into the country. So I'd say take advantage of them when you can. You get a work permit, and it'll take you like 2 to 3 years to get your permanent residency. Currently, our immigrant. So any company now can put onto the government website to put for foreign workers to come in. I don't agree with that, like temporary foreign workers, where they hire someone from out of the country, sponsor them to work here in the country, and then they have to leave. I do agree with companies being more on the hook to, they should be allowed to sponsor people into the country for permanent residency, not just for temporary work. That's a good thing. That's right. I had a good friend who worked for my company when I was a crane operator, Jeskaren Singh. He was a very good guy. One of the most hardworking people I ever met. And he didn't have to be hardworking. Back in India, in fact, his parents owned a lot of land. They owned a company that lent out money. They owned something like 1,000, 10,000 dairy cows. He came from money, but he would never take a single cent from his parents. He came here, he paid all his own bills, he had a job, and was working on sponsorship to set up his own life within Canada. Oh, thank you very much, Kyle. I appreciate the super. Ace? Not really, no. YouTube, through ad revenue, it's enough for me to survive off of, I'll tell you that. Nothing else. Literally just survive. But I bring in usually between 175 to $250 a month through YouTube. If I'm lucky, I get supers on that, and that's added in there as well. And thank you again for the super. That's freaking awesome. But I honestly am not trying to make money. That's not why I made the channel. It was just to... I made the channel when I was at a very low place in my life, where I was living in a tent in the bush. Sorry, a tent in a park in Toronto. This is my place now. This is all mine. And I made it when I was at a very dark place, when I was very lonely. And it gave me an outlet to talk to people and, you know, not lose my mind and not really fall into a very dark place. Medication. Always got to pay. No, here's the thing. I end up saving for my meds because I've got a decent doctor. So I'll put away, like, maybe whatever I make with the YouTube, whatever I get extra, whatever I get from working around here, I put it in an envelope. I've got a good doctor, so he has... The dosages are fairly low, but he's upped the dosages of my meds to 4 times what I actually need. So instead of a 1-month supply, I get a 4-month supply because I split the pills into quarters. That costs $800. He could do 1-month supply for $800, or he could do the full, like, the quadruple dosage on all my medications, and that gives me 4 months, but at the same price. So I run out of my meds in November on the 5th. That's my last day we'll have meds. If I'm trying to plan a trip to Toronto to get them, but I'm going to spend the money on my tooth surgery. And yeah, I'll just, from November 5th, if I get the meds, I'll have November 5th to December, December to January, January to February, February to March, 5th or 6th. Oh, a good doctor is amazing. A good doctor that cares is amazing. He knows I can't afford it. And that's why I can, you know, slowly save over 4 months to get that together to get those meds. But there's also other things I do to keep, you know, everything managed. I try not... I've never been much of a drinker. Like, I'll drink maybe once or twice a month with the neighbors. That's it. We'll have a couple beers, sit outside, have a fire, have a little bit of, you know, some chat time. So I don't do that. I try to get out for a walk for a solid 4 or 5 kilometers every day. I go through my trails with my dogs while we work on our training. And she's a very good dog. She's sitting here guarding me. Right, Moose? She's planning something evil. And she's asked me to throw a pig. But we go out for about a 2-hour walk every day through my trails. I cut down trees when I'm doing that, and is just keeping myself moving even though I can't. And I'd be very regimented about my medication. Same time every morning, same times in the late afternoons. I stay very regimented about the times. And I try to keep my stress down as low as possible. I don't let myself get angry because I've got MS, but I've got a seizure disorder combined with that. Like, they're non-epileptic seizures, and they get worse with stress. So I try to keep my stress, like, right here, just try to be chill all the time, let shit go right away, and not let anything bother me. Just be a dumbass idiot with a big smile on my face, and that seems to help a lot. I do. I want to do it for the channel. I want to do a video, but I don't... How do I put this? Cheese is fucking expensive. Cheese is fucking expensive. For me to make that dish, I'd have to get 2 heads of broccoli, so that's about $10 there. And yeah, anything grown in Canada is expensive too. Then you got to get the cheese, which I need 3 kinds of cheese. I need to grab some cream cheese, some old sharp cheddar, and Cheese Whiz. Got to use Cheese Whiz. And that is what? The thing of Cheese Whiz is like $10 now for a small jar. The old Fort Cheddar, I'd need a half a block, so that's another $7. And the cream cheese is another $5. Just to make that one dish, you're talking like $30 for one dish. And it's not a full meal. It's not an actual meal. It's like a side dish, so I can't justify myself actually making it. Oh, I enjoy anything pickled. Oh, not here. Not here. I'm gonna explain the state of things within Canada right now. For 10 Canadian dollars, you can buy a bag of about 10 to 12 apples grown in Ontario. Sorry, my mistake. It was 12 Canadian dollars. You can buy a bag of 10 to 12 Canadian apples. So $1 an apple grown in Canada. That's a lot of money, okay? For a bag of apples, minimum wage here is like $17. You'd have to work at your job for a half an hour to make less than, yeah, you have to work at your job for minimum wage to buy a bag of apples for an hour. You'll have like $4 left over, but who cares? We're not counting that $4. But that's the state of our economy here. Is the Canadian apples are $12, but if you could buy the same amount of apples, same bag, exact same kind of apples that aren't Canadian grown, that are a product of Mexico, those apples are $6 for the 12 bag. It's the price of our products here because of the tariffs and the taxes and the carbon taxes and all the taxes. We're getting taxed on taxed on taxed from our government. Products from within Canada that are made here are disgustingly expensive. Right, Moose? That's why I do my best to supplement what I consume by foraging around here. Like I've been harvesting a lot of mushrooms actually. The ones I've been getting a lot of this time of year are called slippery jacks. You got to peel the top of the cap off because it's all sticky and gooey. And I like to remove the gills because I don't like, they're not gills, it's like a sponge underneath. I like to remove that and just use the white meat of it. You lose a lot of the mushroom, but they're so abundant. I've been feasting on those for a while. Canada is very expensive. I I think we're probably the heaviest taxed country on the planet. And we really can't claim we're the best either because, yeah, we've got free health care, but if you go to the emergency room now, even I'm far north, I'm away from the cities, so I'm closer to the North Pole than I am to Toronto. Holy crap, I am. Holy crap, I am. I'm about a 12-hour drive north of Toronto. So things are cheaper here than they are in the city. And the reason why I can survive is I have the foraging option, and I can go directly to the producers of these products. The Mennonite grow a lot of food crops in the country. I can go directly to them to get like eggs. I get 50 eggs from them for like $5. Oh, tofu. Isn't that sad as well? You're having to switch to tofu instead of meat. You want to get a small T-bone steak? You're talking like this thing is only like this big too. It's like 6 ounces of steak is like $30 now for beef, or even the prices of pork are going up. Well, Sir Smokes a lot. There's a lot. I've got the ink caps around. Those are good for cooking. Slippery jacks. I got golden. Whatchamacall them? Golden. Uh, Portocini? No, I don't know the name of them. Golden something. But I got those. I've got lobster mushrooms, black fungus, hedgehog mushrooms, puffballs, slippery jacks, as I said, and some king bouchards. But you can't really eat a king bouchard mushroom after you've picked. You can. It's just disgusting. King bouchard is if you cook them as is, they turn to mush because they're a very liquidy mushroom, and you have to cut them open before you do anything with them because the bugs like them, and you get like full of maggots. It's disgusting if you get them too late, and you won't even know until you open it up. But you harvest them, you cut them, and you've got to dry them first, then you fry them quickly in oil. They are a very, very lovely mushroom. You can also find the odd truffle. And did I say woodier mushroom as well? Woodier. And chaga. Lots of chaga. Mock meat. Like, is it, we're... Golden... Yes! Yes! Golden teachers. Yeah, no, Costco is horrible. And what is mock meat? Like, is it like tofu or plant-based meat? Or is it like something like mock turkey, where it's the meat that is macerated in bulk with all of the entrails and the organs and whatnot, and like canned, like something like Spam. I like Spam. I'll tell you, that doesn't bother me. Uh, find out what the ingredients are, because it just might be that. There's nothing really wrong with using all the organs. Like, I'm a big fan of cooking chicken hearts. In fact, uh, there's they're not. If you're not used to them, they can be really off-putting, just the way they look and they can taste. But if you see chicken hearts in the store, buy them, boil them for like 2 to 3 minutes or longer. You'll see all this scum come to the top of the water. Yeah, that's coming out of the heart. It's all the leftover stuff in there. Get rid of that scum, take the hearts out, let them cool, and throw some oil in with some chilies, maybe some herbs. Thai chilies are awesome with it, the really super hot ones. So, oil, Thai chilies, maybe some garlic, ginger. Start frying them, and add, if you can get mirin, it would work, but maybe some rice wine vinegar, sugar, and soy. Throw that in, let them go up. You got a really nice spicy dish there, and all the off tastes from the hearts have been flushed out from the boil. I know paneer. I've had paneer. There's not much I haven't tried in this world. I'm not a big fan of beans anymore. Like, I end up cooking a lot of lentils. I'll have lentils 3 or 4 times a week. Mostly because I like lentils, and if you cook them long enough, they break down, break apart, and disappear, and just make a creamy stew dish. I like to add that to extend what meat I get. It's kind of funny. I was given a pack of hot dogs the other day from the neighbor. He comes down every so often with a whole delivery of meat for the whole community because his buddy owns a grocery store. And with the stuff he gave me, there was a pack of hot dogs in it. I was looking forward to the hot dogs. I was gonna grill them over the fire, had some bread ready and some sauerkraut. And then I saw they were vegetarian hot dogs. They were vegan hot dogs. And I tried it. I cooked it. And they're really trying hard to taste like a hot dog. It's got like the hot dog essence in it, but it's missing the protein. It's missing the animalist. It's missing the meat flavor, and it's so dry. Like it was almost crumbly. I didn't like it. And it was probably, I read the list of ingredients. There was like 100 or so different ingredients in that freaking hot dog. And you go get the cheap hot dog from the grocery store. There are like 5 ingredients: chicken or whatever meat it is, water, salt, generally some curing agent, another form of salt, and spices. That's it. And you have a vegetarian product that is so processed. It has a list of like 100 or so ingredients. That's not food. Well, once you're getting in that many ingredients to make a freaking hot dog, that's not food. Hello, Army, the Army Men kid. Goodbye, Rana. Oh, I know, man. So I like spicy food. I won't be touching hot sauce for a while or noodles, but I cook with a lot of chilies, like even if they're dried flake chilies, because I find the spice can break up the monotony, like the heat. My favorite dish to eat in the entire world isn't extra cheesy broccoli. It is cabbage. Cabbage fried in a wok with a good handful of chili flakes and oil and some salt. Eat it on rice. I could eat that each day, all day, every day, and I could throw like whatever I want in there as well. If I got some ground meat, fry it up with it, and it goes great on rice. I could never get bored of it. Exactly. Like, hey, Robert. Well, see, that's the thing. I end up relying a lot more on vegetables, but when I have animal protein, I love it. So, see, Clippy, that's why I really lean towards more Chinese flavors. Um, it's a culture that developed around a lot of spice and different, a real lot of flavors and textures to make up for poor quality ingredients. So using those flavors and good quality ingredients even makes it better. But I find that Chinese flavors like southern parts of China where it is a lot of spicy can you have more options. It can really break up any sort of monotony. Oh, so I like I'm a big fan of cucumber too. People think I'm weird for doing it, but I like to cube my cucumber and fry it in some hot oil. With if I've got spices, I'll throw like again the exact same way with the cabbage with some chili powder. If I want something different besides that, I'll fry the cucumber first, get it really hot, just so it cooks and heats right through. It changes the taste of the cucumber, and I'll add like four or if I've got the eggs, 4 eggs into it, and make a scramble out of that. That dish there, I will eat over rice. It is so freaking good. Cucumbers and scrambled eggs. Same with tomatoes and scrambled eggs. And all you need is a little bit of salt for it. No other seasonings. Beautiful. Yeah. Well, here's the thing about rice, though. If you can I don't know where you'd be able to get it at. I don't know your exact location, but try to go to a bulk food store, or you can talk to wherever you go shopping about getting unhulled rice. So the rice that we're eating from the stores is polished rice. It's where they take the hull off and just to get to the grain, and they polish the grain. It takes a lot less time to cook. But if you can get unhulled rice, that itself is a complete meal. There is plenty of protein in unhulled rice. You got your B complexes, it's a full meal, but hulled rice is just literally carbs, just carbs. And so, where it would not take like 15 minutes to cook white rice, unhulled rice takes more water and more time. It takes like an hour to actually cook. But literally, you can survive on nothing but that. I know how to cook, so I get on a lot of shit from people because I've got the camper, I've got a stove and everything inside. I've barely used the stove. I've barely used the kitchen in the camper. I still I enjoy cooking outside. I enjoy cooking directly over a fire. Um, I don't need the heat to be that perfectly controlled where you get that perfect sear. I don't think makes it better where you might have a really hot spot or really cold not so hot spot like uneven cooking. It's hard to manage. I kind of like it, where this side here may have got a little bit of crispy, really dark and crispy sear. This part here has a little bit of one, but not as much. This one here is less cooked than this part. This part here is more cooked, and here is perfectly like medium. This part here is like medium, almost medium. This part is well. I enjoy that. I enjoy the different textures. I enjoy all that. That's kind of why I really end up cooking over my fire every single day instead of inside. It's less control. I do enjoy baking a little bit. Bread I like making. I make bannock a lot. If you know what bannock is, it's very popular with the natives in Canada. It's literally a little bit of oil, baking soda, flour, water. Really, no precise measurements. You just add in there so it's a sticky consistency. Throw on the some oil in a pan, get it hot, and fry it on both sides until it's golden and crispy. That's bannock. I like making that, and I made an oven for outside out of an old oil drum. I'll bake bread in there every so often too. That was what stew was that? Was that when I was cooking outside? That was not at night. That was like the daytime. But yeah, oh no, that was literally how do I put it? I had sausages. I had sausages left. I had like four of them left that weren't frozen, and so I don't like waste. And how do I put this? Those sausages were on the cusp, like they had just they weren't they were kind of gone bad. Honestly, they were kind of gone bad. Not to the point where they're putrid and rotting, but they're got a funky smell to them. And they wouldn't. There's nothing. If you cook it improperly, it's gonna make you sick. It's gonna be bad for you. It's gonna taste like horrible. That's why I did the stew with the sausages. Was I wanted to cook them to death. So as long as you get it to like a boil, if you put a meat that's just gone off a little bit into water and boil it, and boil the crap out of it, if you can boil it for 10 minutes, it's safe to eat. One of those things in the wild. If you find a dead animal on the ground and it's kind of starting to rot, you've got nothing else to eat. As long as you can get a fire going and water boiling, throw it in there for at least 10 minutes. The longer the better. It'll kill any bacteria and it'll be safe to eat. That's why I kind of threw those sausages in the stew, is they had been sitting in the fridge for a little bit too long. There was too much for me to get to, and they were start going off. They would not have been, if I had grilled them, I would not have been able to eat them. They would have made me sick. But throwing them in the stew and boiling the crap out of it, It took away any off flavors and gave me extra protein. Honestly, I have. Hello, Bree. I've got this thing about wasting anything. I can't do it. I lived with absolutely nothing. I living in the damn woods in a tent, and with no option to get other supplies, where I had to live off of freaking ramen like from the dollar store for a month. Wasting anything bothers me, so even if it's at the cusp or I probably should have gotten rid of it, I'm gonna find a way to use it. I will not waste. And honestly, the stew was great. The lentil with the sausages and whatnot was fantastic. It's I'm gonna guess it's kind of one of those things where I do these dump runs with a neighbor all the time. Well, we'll go to the dump when it's open 2 days a week, and we'll go through all the crap that they've dumped. Spicy cabbage, and that's how I've been slowly building up this place. Like I've got so many corrugated plastics, so many things I've been able to salvage from there, like metals and whatnot that I used to build pallets and plastics, like greenhouse plastics, insulation for buildings. I like to salvage. I like to recycle. Bake chocolate chip cookies. That if we're talking about carb baking, if you do like that kind of baking, would be something sweet. Would be chocolate chip cookies. But if you're talking about using an oven and letting something bake, pizza or cabbage rolls, fantastic thing to bake. Well, my option for baking are limited. Literally, I have an oil drum that I've cut in half and opened, kind of slot in the top with an old barbecue grill on there to stick something in to bake it. It's not as controlled. I have to be perfect with that and watch the thing the whole time for me to like bake bread. Oh, yeah, it's kind of fun. I love adobo. There's also this fish dish I don't remember the name of. People say it smells horrible. Um, Lapsa? No. But it's almost a fermented fish it's cooked, kind of spicy and sour. I don't know the name of it. I know it's from the Philippines, but there was a kid I used to work with, Jesse, when I was doing the crane thing. When I was operating the crane, he worked for the same construction place as a day laborer. Really good kid. Became friends with him, and because he was never really eating lunch, I used to take him out for lunch. He ended up inviting me over to his place for dinner, or with his parents, and it got me really turned on to that fish dish. Yeah, it has a pungent smell, but it's delicious. And I've been to a couple Filipino restaurants to get specifically that. I just don't know the freaking name of it. Oh, it depends what kind of cabbage you're using. Honestly, when it comes to cabbage rolls, I don't like green cabbage. I how do I? If you're gonna make cabbage rolls, use Chinese cabbage. It's much better. It's just easier to work with. You can soak the Chinese cabbage in water and do a salt rub. It makes it a little bit more pliable without having to steam it. If you're using green cabbage, you have to steam the green cabbage, and you just lose a lot of. You're just using the cabbage as a wrapper. Then, if you use the Chinese cabbage, it's easier to wrap around while it's raw, and all the flavor from the cabbage stays. The fresh flavor goes right into whatever you're cooking. So use Chinese cabbage. Much better, much better. And I don't like the classic Italian style cabbage rolls where it's tomato base. Like, all the marinara sauce on stuff of it on it. That's not my biggest thing. Like, I would start with honestly a sausage, kind of a pack of sausage that you'd use for stuffing a turkey or something. But I'd use a thing of sausage and some ground beef, so pork and beef, so pork sausage and some ground beef. Give it a good mix, so you got the flavors mingling. And for a sauce, I would use a tomato in it. I would probably go with I like cherry tomatoes. Cherry tomatoes would be best for cabbage rolls. Cook them down with a little bit of red wine, olive oil, and if you know how to roll a cabbage roll, grab your meat, throw it in, a little bit of the sauce, wrap, close, put it in your baking dish, fill the baking dish, and then fill up with the rest of the sauce and let it cook in the oven at 450 until it's done. Actually, I like making dumplings out of that same. If you can get some shredded cabbage, like shred the cabbage yourself. Don't buy shredded cabbage. Get a mix of pork sauce. You get the pork sausage mix and the rolls, or you can just get some ground pork and add your own seasonings into it with some ground beef. Shred a whole bunch of cabbage and yeah, make some gyoza wrappers. Very easy to make too. It's just if you know how to make some pasta, very simple. Flour. Yeah, if you can get rice flour, some rice flour and some potato starch, make dumpling wrappers and make some gyoza. Fantastic with shredded cabbage, pork, and beef. Matt, thank you very much, and I appreciate that. Thank you for the super, and here's a heart for that. You're freaking awesome, and I really appreciate that. I really do. I really do appreciate that. And being able to stream more often is awesome. Oh, Black Orange, you can be like that. It doesn't hurt me what you have to say. I've got something called multiple sclerosis. I have cluster migraines. I've got one right now. This kind of helps. And yeah, I'm a big guy because I can't get around like I used to. I end up getting stuck on the ground like this is a lot more often than I used to. But you're entitled to your opinion. You're entitled to be an asshole. Be an asshole. It's a free country. It's a free world. Be the biggest asshole you want to be. Oh, Sir smokes a lot. I swear. I find raw cabbage disgusting, and even just green cabbage, I don't like the flavor of it. It you will like the cabbage if you can cut it nice and thin. Get a pan with oil in it, nice and hot. Throw some chilies in it and salt. It's fantastic. It's my go-to dish when I'm poor, when I when I'm struggling, and even when I'm not struggling, I'll do it. Like something about the chili flakes really take this there's an odd sweetness to cabbage I don't like, and it takes that away from it. I have the power to stream. That's what. I've been struggling for power. I ordered a charge controller from the States about a month ago for my solar setup because my old solar charge controller just died on me randomly. It sucked. So I haven't had power to do this very often. The new charge controller got here a few days early. I set it up. My batteries are charging. I can stream. I have power. When I say power, I mean electricity. Well, usually with great power comes great electricity bill, but that's solar. It's not costing me anything. I need to get a new panel, though. Unfortunately, all my panels are 12 volts, and the industry standards is switching away from 12-volt panels all to 48 volts and the MPPT charge controllers. So I could get a 440-watt panel, but I'd have to. They're not. They're like $200. It's still a lot of money. I don't have that. I could save for it, but I would also have to get a proper charge controller for that panel. It would take the 48 volts and convert it when it goes sends it to the battery to 12 volts, so you don't blow my batteries up. And that's like $300, and I'm like, no. It is getting cool. It's only 16 degrees out today. I'm wearing this because it's a sunny day and I'm bald. You know, that would I don't like sunburn on the top of my head. I agree with you, Lee. I actually agree with you. But at least I. So this thing here, I had gotten 7 days without it. I'm like, I don't need this crap. And then you get hit with these damn migraines that don't stop. It's not from the lack of nicotine. Those headaches are different. I had those too the third day in. Those headaches from needing the nicotine are right here. My usual cluster migraines are like here and here and here and here, and it feels like someone's got their hands inside my skull squishing. And when I had that tooth infection and stuff, I bummed off my neighbor a fill up of the vape, and after that, I took $20 and went to the reservation and got myself a month's supply of the stuff. Lasted 7 days, but honestly, being able to function and speak, yeah, I'm doing something that's bad for me, is more important than anything else. And you know what? If it helps me out a little bit, I don't need to explain myself, and I'm enjoying it. I don't really need to explain myself. I've got MS. Let me do what I want to do. Let me get some enjoyment out of life. I have found no medication that actually helps with the headaches. They've put me on, um, fucking Christ, what is it? It's not the Tizidin. It's not the other thing, the Scavapent. It's not. I think it's either the Tizidin or the Verinicin or Benediclocotestin. I'm on like 8 different meds, and one of them is for the headaches. It does jack shit. It does jack shit. Um, Doing this when I got them, honestly, nicotine has been proven to help with cluster headaches. It contracts the blood vessels and it dies it down a lot. See, even over the counter stuff, I gotta be very wary about because I've got a list of medications like yay long. I'm on. I take about. I take 25 pills twice a day. 25. It's like a total of like 8 different medications. Like for my whatchamacallit next week for. I've got a dental surgery coming up on Monday. I had to call my doctor for him to print out a list of all the medications and a list of the medications and antibiotics and stuff that they have bad interactions with. Same with when they gas me and put the fillings in on that they can't use and what they can use, and I've had to give that to them. And when I did give that to the give it to the whatchamacallit, the guy doing the dentist is the word. He's like, holy shit. Because again, I got a big, nice, long list of meds. Because whatever they got to make sure what they use on me won't, interact badly with the medications I'm on and cause me to die. You know what? Exactly. And honestly, it helps with the symptoms, but I kind of enjoy it. It makes me feel less, stressed. And I'll take less stress over more stress any day of the week. And heck, I got MS. I know I got it. There's a chance I only got like maybe 5, 10 good years left in me. I'm gonna fucking enjoy them. You know what? If someone tells me not to do this because it's bad for me, bitch, I got fucking MS. I don't know how many good years I got left in me. I'm gonna fucking enjoy myself. And it's not like I'm like drinking my ass off. I fucking barely, maybe once or twice a month I'll have a few beers with the neighbor. That's it. My one real bad habit is this shit. And the carbs. All the carbs. Well, Clippy, are your seizures are they epileptic seizures? It, it, Clippy, if your seizures are non-epileptic like mine, you should talk to your doctor because they've been experimenting and it's been working too, um, for treating non-epileptic based seizures. Well, it wouldn't hurt then. Talk to them about what they've been doing. Like they've been trying it with me for years, and it helps a lot. It helps keep them under control. But talk to them about antidepressants and anti-anxiety medication. They have been shown to help so much with non-epileptic based seizures. It's been proven that it's been showing a lot of promise for actual treatment of non-epileptic seizures, and it's helped me out tremendously. Like, I don't think I could survive without them for very long. Well, uh, Lee, here's what I'm gonna say about what you just said. I don't do hard drugs. I won't even touch pot. I'll never touch that shit. Never touch hard drugs. But I also don't think any government body should be able to tell you what you put into your body. I think if a person wants to do hard drugs, that's their right and they should face no charges on that. I think it's dumb as hell, but people stupid. And I honestly, that's my opinion is I don't think any government institution should be able to tell what a person can and cannot put into or do to their body. Oh shit. So you're stuck right in between a rock and a hard place then. I don't smoke weed. I've tried it in the past, quite a few in the past. Um, it doesn't work well with me. Uh, every time I've smoked weed, it's put me in a very dark place, and I don't like it. It Ux with me. Oh, no, 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 no reason to apologize. Matt, I agree with that. So, they shouldn't do it the way they did it up in BC, where they decriminalized all the drugs and made these safe injection sites. That was stupid. That didn't work. Now you got Zombieland downtown Victoria. It's hell. It didn't work. It's scary. I think that you should do what they did in Switzerland, was decriminalize all drugs, make these safe injection sites, but before you do that, get all the treatment options and stuff available, a solid backing of treatment facilities, addiction counseling, and all that crap, and then do it. And you want to know why? Because it will work. It worked over Switzerland, but unfortunately, they did that in BC without the options, and now you got freaking people selling fentanyl outside of convenience stores everywhere down. Lee, why does marijuana bring me to a dark place? When I say a dark place, it just it brings me down and makes me very, very sad. It doesn't work well with me. But yeah, well, I would like to know why. Hey, Tech, how you doing? Well, honestly, today is gorgeous out. I've had sun all day. I'll actually be able to be online and stay up past 10 o'clock today and watch some YouTubes because I'll have the internet and that power. I am pretty damn good, actually. Pretty damn good. I'm really hoping to watch. Ooh, I've been watching the Pizza Maker, the Pizza Maker series. The Peacemaker series. It's not bad. The new season or new series of Dexter, the Resurrection series, phenomenal. Felt like season 1 and 2. Hey guys, are you over? Oh, thank you very much, Smokes. No, here's the damn thing. I'm an open book. If you guys asked me how I lost my virginity, I'd probably tell you. It's a hilarious story too. Please don't ask. Seriously, don't ask. No, I wanted to just be. I've got nothing to hide. The only thing I won't tell you is my address. Right now, probably like 15. Yeah, 15 degrees Celsius. Okay, you know what? Screw it. So I was in high school. I was dating a girl named Lauren. Been together for a while, and you know that old trope. Come over. My grandmother's not home, or my parents aren't home. She lived with her grandmother. Um, it was that, but it was more like come over. My grandmother's going to a baseball game. So I did. You're a young dumb teenager. Oh God, it's so horrible. So things start happening. We're in her bedroom. Nobody's home. And then the front door opens. We hear the front door open. Guess who's home? Her grandmother. Her grandmother had left first to go pick up her sister, like her grandmother's sister, so the girl's great aunt. I think that should call it great aunt. Something like that. So we're in their bedroom. There's nothing on me, nothing on her. So what her idea was is you gotta hide, get in the closet. I'm 6'3". I was 6'3" at the time. The closet was like this, like it wasn't me size. I couldn't stand up in it. I was like hunched over like this. I ended up hiding in the closet, sitting down with my legs into my mouth, butt ass naked, not able to move. having to not move, be quiet, or they're going to hear us, her grandmother and her great aunt. So I got stuck in that closet for like 3 hours while her grandmother and her great aunt chatted at the kitchen table. And she's like up here. She goes downstairs to chat with them too. It was horrible. It was horrible. Yeah, so I was stuck there for about 3 hours until they decided it was time to get ready to go jump on the bus, get downtown to go to their baseball game. I couldn't stand up when they finally left because I had like I could taste my knees. That's how cramped I was. It sucked. But still, at least I got a funny story out of the damn deal. See, I don't think marijuana is doing anything like spiritual. I think it's a drug that messes with your brain, and whatever's on your mind is there. Like, I've got a lot of sadness in my life. I know this, and I deal with it. That's why I'm such an open book, because it's very mentally healthy to be, let everything out. Mind you, I'm a little bit too open. Yeah. Okay. So again, I will fully admit I'm not a perfect angel. I've tried things when I was younger. Won't touch them now, but I'll tell you one of my best stories. I was 15, and high school. You're experimenting with everything like drinking, girls, drugs, all that crap. I don't think it's a bad thing to experiment either. I'm going to be fully honest with that. So a couple of my friends convinced me, well, not convinced me, said, hey, let's go down to the valley. I've got a bag of mushrooms. I'd never done mushrooms before. In fact, I've never done them since. I'll never do them again. But, being a teenager, I wasn't that hard to convince. So I said, oh, sure, why not? I'm coming down too. We get down to the valley. This is in Toronto. The valley is the Don Valley River, Don Valley area, Taylor Creek Park. It's a forested area. In fact, I was camping there when I became homeless, when I was homeless back in a year ago, 2 years ago. But we went down there and we're sitting by the fire pits. And my buddies, they all, there's about four of us there. They all take some and do what to do. We ate it. I took one, ate it, and I'm sitting there. They're there, sitting there. They're having a good time. They're seeing stars. They're tasting colors. They're feeling the music, that kind of thing. And I'm just sitting there, it's like, these things didn't work. They did nothing. I'm just sitting here like all normal. They said, okay, you should take another one. It's a pretty good time. So I do. Uh, Another 10, 15, 20 minutes go by. Guys, still nothing. Oh, so fine, fine, take more. And I did that, took more. And like 5 minutes after that, I don't know, it just boom hit me. I was seeing stars. I'm sitting there, and again, I'm tasting the music. Uh, I hear some rustling in the bushes, like 50, maybe 50 meters behind me. You got those cattail bushes up in the air, and I hear rustling through there, and I'm getting freaking paranoid. I'm starting to freak out. I look behind me, and I'm watching the cattails. They're starting to move. I'm looking over at them. I'm starting to freak out, and you won't believe what just jumped out of those bushes. This giant freaking spider. This spider was like 6 foot long, 6 foot high, giant spider, and it's looking at me, and it starts to come towards me. So me being in a very not a good state, I was 15 and stupid. I get the idea. Okay, this thing is after me. I gotta run. So it's gonna eat me. And I scream, like, I go, 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 and I start running. Unfortunately to me, this giant spider is chasing after me. I'm looking behind me, and I can see it coming after me, just chasing me down. So I keep running, 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 and it's still right after me. I eventually trip and fall because I'm not in my right mind. It's one of the dumbest things I've ever done in my life. I was just a kid. I fall, hit the ground, turn over, and the spider catches up to me and jumps on me. I don't know what happened, but at that point I realized it wasn't a spider. It was somebody's lost black lab. It was a dog, and he just thought I was trying to play with him. So, yay. And I've never touched the stuff since. But you know, you're a kid, you experiment. But I'll be on like there's a reason why I could never really get heavy into drinking, heavy into drugs was both of my parents had their issues. My father was an alcoholic, a severe alcoholic. Mind you, he was like 60 when I was born. 65 when I was born. Holy crap. My mother was near 35 when I was born. They were old. I was a child late in his life. And the younger woman liked him. But he was an alcoholic, so he wasn't that good of a father because of the alcoholism. I still love my dad. Heck, my grandfather made it to 107, so they ended up raising me when they got kicked out. My mother, a severe addict, opioids, any pill she could get her hands on. She worked for the hospitals, so she could get her hands on it. Oh, Skip Nasty. I think alcohol itself is a very. It depends. Alcohol can be a very social, great drug for some people, and other people it destroys. My father was one of them. My grandfather, on the other hand, fucking half a bottle of whiskey his entire life, his entire adult life, smoked cigars every single day of his life, made it to 107. And he was a very good person. I think some people who have that darkness in them, who are who hide pieces of themselves. You know, those kind of people. I'm not just saying some people put on a very nice face and they try to hide that darkness in them, that meanness. I don't want to say evil, but I think for some people alcohol brings out that darkness in them. They're less scared to show it, or the mask comes off and they're just angry and they want to take it out on the world. And I think some people shouldn't drink. Me, you guys have seen me when I've had alcohol. Even when I'm in pain, I'm stupid. I'm silly. I'm the same person I am right now, just even more so, more boisterous. I haven't seen the Charlie Kirk ones. I don't do any political stuff. Like if you see my feed, it ends up being like all cartoons, Pokemon stuff, which I don't even watch the Pokemon stuff and technology. Hey, Seymour Butts. And hey, Jace. Sorry I missed you. I kind of got off in a tangent and I lost myself. Oh, Mr. Red, I know for a fact. But again, there's some people who can handle it, and again, every time I've ever gotten drunk in my life, I've just turned into a big idiot, a bigger idiot, more rambunctious. No darkness there, my friend. I'm basically the same person, just a little bit more boisterous. Oh no, Skip. When I had that toothache last week, I borrowed a thing of juice off my friend, and after that, we went. He went up to the resi, and it's $20 a bottle for the juice, and I got some juice. It helps with the headaches, and I enjoy it, and I'm not making excuses for it. I enjoy it, and it helps with my headaches, so I don't care. Sue me. Jeez. Yeah, let's not drink anymore, man. Oh, yeah. It's when you drink, they turn into assholes. Oh, that's funny, man. That's funny. Mind you, I've never really gotten so sloppy drunk I've passed out in a pile of my own filth or just passed out in general. Mind you, if I have 2 beers, I just want to go to bed. Oh man, skip. Even if you did, like, I helps with my headaches, and I kind of enjoy it. It one of those keep me going kind of things. Ooh, Aubrey's here. Oh, my neighbor has just pulled up. I'm actually probably gonna go say hi to him because we're gonna go to the hospital and go visit the neighbor. One of my neighbors had a heart attack this morning, and I want to go see him with them. So, guys, I gotta let you go now because he is right at the front of the driveway, probably getting ready to get out to come say hi to me. I love y'all, but I'm going to go check out my buddy. So, you guys take care.